Okay, hey, and welcome back to my channel. Lots of things happening here. I think yesterday I didn't do any electronics. You saw me fix my daughter's little fluffy toy. But today I've got a few minutes to get back out here and get back onto this 757. So, when I last left you, I had tracked down the broken TX 13.8 volt line here, which I jumpered. And then when we hooked up power, when we hooked it all back up and PTT'd, the 13.8 volt TX was just being held low. So it indicated that there was a short on here, which was obvious because that track had blown. I only did it momentarily, so we didn't blow any more tracks. So I hunted that down. Looking at the schematic, there was a 7.8 LO5 5 volt regulator on there, which is connected directly to that rail. I pulled that and still had a short. And then I had to chase it around, make sure it wasn't on the LO board, so it's all on the, on the RF board, so it's all on the logic board here. And I followed it all the way through to, well, I took out the transmit relay off the band switch connector on the back here, and it was still broken. And the last thing was a little 1N4148 glass diode, which goes across this relay to stop the back EMF from the relay coil frying anything. Of course, the way that points, if you put a reverse or over voltage over it, you cook it. So that little diode was cooked. I pulled it out and everything came up good. So I've got some more of those little guys now. And I'm just going to, if you want to see those, I don't know if it'll focus close enough. I'll pull one out and show you. But there are, I don't even know what the right one in there is. I just assume it's a 1N4148, which is a real common garden variety 100 milliamp silicon diode. They're practically in everything. They actually make reasonable varactor diodes if you want to FM a VFO. I found them quite good, but what actually is better is a reverse biased base emitter junction for BC547. But anyway, so that's one of those guys. I don't know if you can see him there. I can't even see him in that video. I'm going to have to look at getting some different lenses, but they're a tiny little glass diode. Look them up, you'll know what they are. So that one, all I did was unsolder it and check that everything else was okay. So now I'm going to pull the second leg out on that guy and swap him out and put that relay back, and everything should be good. The other thing that I found, so yeah, I basically powered it up and that all works, and that let me check the final part of the PA, and it looks like something else that was exposed to overvolts was the pre-driver on the PA board. So the pre-driver on the PA board is cooked, and I've ordered a new one of those, but it's going to be a week before that comes in. So I'm back to waiting for transistors. So I'll be putting this all back together and just wait for that transistor to arrive, and I'll probably get back onto the 897 in the meantime and fit that transistor that we've been waiting for, which I've now got. And this thing's being a bit annoying, it's not wanting to desolder on me. Word of advice, don't buy cheap desoldering braid. I usually use Goot, it's the only one that seems to be good. I haven't been able to get that one in a while. I got some dodgy no brand crap from the local electronics store, and it just doesn't work. The best thing you use this for is like soldering earth straps around electronic components. Yeah, it's useless. The little suction syringes work quite well once you get the hang of how to use those. They work exceptionally good on single-sided boards, and also on clearing through holes if they're a reasonable size. But also, whenever you're desoldering, always easy, add a bit more solder to it to start off with. It'll make your job a lot easier. So get that diode back in here. It's nice, they have all the component overlays showing you which way to It goes in and everything, which is really handy. So I think, well, that's all the obvious failures on this board and actually on this radio so far. Now I had another problem. I thought I had another problem. Upper sideband didn't work, but it turns out that it's a dodgy switch. The probably just needs a bit of contact cleaner in it, and it'll be fine. I'll replace that switch. So see how that goes. But I had that all working properly just before. Put this relay back in, just going to make sure there's no markings on the thing. I hope I've putting it back in the right way. It's really not obvious. Not that I'm going to use it for anything, but it's okay. This is a this relay PTTs on, well, switches on PTT in contact. So I really do not understand why they've had to route the TX 13.8 volts, which is a critical internal signal voltage and supply voltage, externally to the outside world where it can be damaged. It's just, you don't design stuff that way. Now Yaesu has got some pretty good engineers, so there must be a really good reason for running that line out on a plug where it can get reverse polarity 12 volts up, or even worse, somebody connects it to 24 or something. So that's all back together again now. I don't think there's, I took that 78L05 out, and I don't know if it was good or bad, but I've replaced it with a new one. Since I'd taken the old one out, there was no point in putting it back, and I couldn't find any more shorts or anything on this board, so hopefully that's the logic board, logic LO board, sorry. I get it mixed up because the other board's the RF board. All sorted out, and I just want to show you it working again. So get this all back together. But yeah, so got the pre-driver to sort out. I'll show you that one. It's one of the TO220 devices on the PA board here. It's a C1971 and a 2SC1971, and I don't have anything. I was thinking about putting the BD139 in there, which has similar FT, but I don't think it quite has the gain. I think that amplifier needs a reasonable amount of gain because it takes the really low signal from the exciter board and drives the PA. So that's why I'm also thinking I can see gain through the RF stages, just not much of it because there's no signal really going into it, which gives me hope that the PA is not fried. So yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, there we go. Is that now? Is that? There we go. Okay. So put these two standoff posts in. Now the other thing on this board that I do have to change, so I'm not going to screw it in completely, is the memory backup battery. That's empty. That's to be expected. Not sure exactly what I'm going to put in there for that. I'm assuming it's a 3-volt silver thing, but I don't know if it charges or what. I might have to, I mean, I was tempted just to put a lithium in there and off the shelf a button cell or something. Yeah, that's all plugged back in together. I only disconnected that. I've got to put the speaker back on, and now's when I put the reverse volts up like whoever else did to this thing and try it all again. That's the funny thing. Yeah, we are looking at, yep, positive on here. And the other thing I'm going to do, I told you, I'm going to replace this connector on the back. Unfortunately, the plastic connectors I got, even though they look the same as all the other standard Yaesu plugs, the little crescents and squares on them don't match, which is a bit sad. So there you go. That's upper sideband working. Oh, that's interesting. There's a button here that's something for a marker. There we go. So, if we put that back up to upper sideband. There you go, upper sideband's working good too. I don't know why these... Look, I know my old Kenwood with the analog tuner in it, that needed a marker, a reference marker, so you could calibrate your dial. I don't know why this thing needs it, unless it's a different crystal oscillator that they're running. And I've got the on-air light coming on now too, which that's the first time I've seen that. So just for fun, I don't have it here anymore. I will stick a bit of wire in the back here. I was using my coiled up long wire before for this, but I've taken that away. Let's stick this in there. There we go, got noises. That's a lot of crap around here. So I'm actually really happy with that. I think I'll give you a final update video. I'll replace that transistor. I'll change that connector on the back, and I'll give it a quick once over. When I get some time, I'll go through the entire alignment process and bring the whole radio back up to brand new. But there we go. That looks like what's happened. So be careful what lines and what polarity you connect your voltage to on the power plugs on the back of your radios. It can end up in a bit of a mess. So I hope you liked that little journey. And if you have any questions, leave some comments down there. I'll be happy to answer them. And thanks for watching. If you want to hear more on this and the 897 and any more projects I get in the short term, hit that like and subscribe and you'll get regular updates. Thanks again for watching.